where you want it.
Bay 12, please.
Hello there, Transformers fans, and welcome back to another Bay 12 video review. Today, we are reviewing the first official mass retail release of the first on-screen Transformers bounty hunter character, Devcon. Here he is in the packaging. So he's part of the Transformers Legacy Evolution line. And like I said, Devcon was the first bounty hunter from Transformers to actually appear on screen. He first appeared in the Transformers cartoon in Season 2 in this weird story arc where the Autobots and some Decepticons got spirited away out into the universe somewhere. And he helped Smokescreen reacquire his fellow Autobots from a other gambler, and Smokescreen was gambling and Devcon was hunting Decepticons and trying to stop this alien crime boss from doing this gladiatorial arena, which was, I guess, illegal there or something like that. And he was just this cool, unique Autobot out in space doing bounty hunter stuff. What's cooler than that? So there he is in the packaging. Like I said, you got some cool artwork of Devcon in his alt mode right there. You've got some robot mode artwork there on the side panels. On the back, you've got some shots of the figure and his accessories. On the side, you've got that Legacy Evolution artwork banner. And that's pretty much it for the packaging. I've said it once, I've said it a lot. I really like when Hasbro reuses a mold, especially when it's a good mold to start with, and you almost can't even tell that they reused it. And if it wasn't really for the way he transforms, you wouldn't really know that they molded this figure from another figure entirely. And that other figure was the Studio 86 Blur figure. Yes, this is a heavy retool of Blur. And you can kind of tell with the legs, but more with the back of the legs and the feet while he's in robot mode. And that's really the only places while he's in robot mode where you can tell. First off, Devcon looks very cool, very screen accurate too, I might add, in his robot mode. Head is on a ball joint, fully articulated shoulders in and out, swivel elbow joint, single jointed elbow, nothing at the wrist, waist, hips, upper thigh, single jointed knees, side ankle joints, and forward and back on that heel there, but that's mostly due to transformation. Overall, this is a very cool figure release. The only other official release of Devcon was a BotCon exclusive, and it was one of the last BotCon exclusives. I can't remember if it was from the last year of BotCon or the year before the last year of BotCon, but it was one of the final years of the original BotCon as it was ran before. And that was a pretty good figure too. That one was a retool and repaint of the Generations Scourge / Sweeps mold, which I'm glad they didn't do that again. While they could have easily remolded the current Studio 86 Scourge again into Devcon, and it would have worked somewhat okay, this is so much better and much more screen accurate to how he actually appeared in the cartoon, both in robot and alt mode. So I'm really glad they went this route instead of, reusing Scourge. For comparison, here he is with his partner in action, Smokescreen. In fact, he actually partnered with Smokescreen rather than the other way around, and they both helped each other get what they wanted in that episode of Generation 1. And I would have loved to have seen Devcon again. It would have been really cool, especially as they explored and did more galactic and showed off other alien races in Season 3 of the original Transformers cartoon. That would have been a good way for this character to have returned if he was to return. Transformation is very simple. First, we're going to take off his blaster. Then we're going to take off his cool little thrusters here, which there's different ways to use them. You can plug them on the side of his weapon if you like. So he's got these cool extra barrels there. You can plug them on the sides of his shoulders, his arms, and get some other cool looking weapons. But I like to have them on his back, and then it looks like he's got this big awesome jetpack. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab this back section, we're going to pull it all the way off, we're going to bring it all the way up, we're going to plug them into the upper part of his shoulders there, and then we're going to bring that section down and tab it into the torso. So that's all one piece now. And then we're going to take his blaster, and that's going to plug in right there at the bottom, just like with the Blur figure. And there he's got his blasters pointing forward. Next, we're going to open up his shin sections here and then bring his feet all the way down like so. We're going to tab his legs closed, and then we're going to open his wrist sections here, rotate the fists in, close that back up, do the same thing over here, open that up, rotate that around, close that back up, and then we're going to bring his legs down, kind of maneuver and get those leg panels closed around the bottom there, just like on the Blur. And then on the bottom, we're just going to tab those feet into place on the bottom, just securing that whole back section a little bit more. And then we're going to rotate these slightly and tab these forearm sections into the side of the vehicle mode there. So it should look something like that. And then the last step is to add his thrusters on the top, and there he is in his cool little, well, space alt mode is what we'll call it. Not quite a ship. It kind of looks like a ship. In the show, he just kind of hovered close to the ground like a speeder in Star Wars. So I'm not sure what you call this. It's just some weird Cybertronian alt mode. But overall, it looks pretty cool. I really dig it. I think Hasbro did a fantastic job finally bringing Devcon to us in the mass market, and I'm glad we finally have this awesome character in hand. And real quick, because why not, here is Devcon next to his old pal Smokescreen, so you can see them side by side. Overall, Devcon turned out really, really well and is an awesome looking figure. Love the way they retooled this. It looks completely different. Really, the only similarity between this and the Studio Series 86 Blur mold is how similar they are in the way they transform. But even in that, there are a good amount of differences in how they transform. For example, the arms. The arms are totally different in the way they transform. There's a few more steps with the Blur mold. Same with the front section of the vehicle. Really, the most similar part to the way this transforms with the other one is in the legs. That is the most similar. Other than that, it's very, very different. And he looks awesome. Like I said, very screen accurate. They did a good job recreating Devcon, and I'm glad we finally have a good representation of Generation 1 Universe Devcon. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into this video. Stay tuned for some of our other Transformer reviews here on Bay 12. Make sure you like and subscribe and follow us on social media. And if you're looking for some cool Transformers toys and merch, well, come by our physical store. It's inside Order 66 Multiverse in the shops at Willowbend Mall in Plano, Texas. We'll see you guys later. We'll see you another time. Transform and roll out.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.